Welcome to Prevent Your Adventure, and tonight, and it is night, I'm in North Kingston, Rhode Island, and we're going to give Guy recognition for getting me here, even though he probably doesn't even know this place exists. So let me explain. A couple months ago, I got a message from a former student, Ryan Mativier, Rydog. And he asked me to go to Southbridge, Massachusetts to try Pizzeria Uno. And he said for the Detroit style, but I'm pretty sure he meant the Chicago style because I went on Pizzeria Uno and they don't seem to do a Detroit style. So I assumed he meant Chicago style. We know that I'm not big into chains. So I did some searching and I found this place, and I'll show it to you in a minute. I found this place in North Kingston, Rhode Island called NK Chicago Pizzeria, and most of us in New England don't know it. As I do some research, Chicago's kind of known for two types of pizza. They're known for their deep dish, but they're also known for a regular flat pan pizza. I think the one that they're known for is even thinner than what I got here. So anyhow, let me show you what I got, and then I'll show you what this place looks like, and I'll stick my fingers right in the lens, evidently. So I got a small, because these things are filling as all get out, a small Chicago style, then a large pepperoni, and here's the pizzeria. It's in a little strip place here. It's all family run. There's a guy in there who's got let me do the math here. He had 3 sons and 4 daughters, so he's got 7 kids, and almost all of them end up working here, I guess. So he says he's got an army for a while, because I was just talking to the not youngest son, and he's 9. So anyhow, let's take a look at this. I don't know how many of you are familiar with Chicago style. It is very different, very filling, very loaded. And here you go. This is what it looks like. And I don't know if you noticed, I know it's a small, but for all that stuff on there, it's sitting straight out. The sauce is on top of everything. It's very tasty. A lot of garlic. Very nice bottom on that crust. I'm enjoying this. Be interesting once I try the regular pizza to see what the flavor differences are. With all that stuff on there, it is a little greasy, but you would expect that. But look at, here's a regular pizza. Straight out also. No bend in that at all. Nice crisp on the bottom. I think the second pizza that Chicago is known for is a much thinner crust than this. This is good. Really nice crust. Much different flavor going on just because there's no garlic involved. I mean, the sauce could be the same, I don't know. I might go back in and ask that question. So two very different pizzas, but two very good pizzas. So even though Ryan's never heard of this place, thanks for getting me here. All right, let me finish up, come back, share my thoughts. Okay, final thoughts here at NK Chicago Pizzeria in North Kingston, Rhode Island. Really had no idea what I was coming into. I just was looking for Chicago style, and there isn't much around that I could find. So I came here, and I was very pleasantly, I don't know if I was surprised because I didn't know what I was getting into, but I was very pleased with what I had here. The Chicago style, nice thick piece of pizza. It's a different cheese in there, it seemed like, but a really nice crust, a really good flavor, just really, really hit the spot nicely. And the pan pizza, nice crisp on that bottom, nice sauce, nice flavor, really nicely done. So both pizzas, though they are quite different, were really both very good. Talking to the owner's son, who's 9 years old inside, nice kid. Mother came out, talked to her a little bit. Sister's working in there. Just a really nice place with really nice people. Just very enjoyable. But the food was really, really hit me well. So, even though he doesn't know about this place, we're going to give great thanks to Ryan Mativier, Rye Dog, for getting me out looking for Chicago pizza. So let's give it a score. 0 to 10. I gotta go 9.3. This really was good. It really was. I'd recommend it to anybody. Either pizza, depending what type you like. They have other food also. Plenty of appetizers, but I just went with the pizza. So there you go. NK Chicago Pizzeria, North Kingston, Rhode Island, 9.3. Those of you who don't like the stories, this is the time to shut it off. Those of you who want to hear a story, here we go. In Rhode Island, I'm going back years and years and years ago. Now, my adult life, I've always been overweight, but I've not always been this overweight. I was less overweight at the point of this story. I don't even think I had kids yet, so this had to be late 70s, early 80s. And depending on whether I was married or not, it was the same girl, my wife, girlfriend, I don't know, and I and her father and a friend my age, friend of the family, their family, came up to Escoheg, Rhode Island to, I think it was called Stepping Stones, Sliding Stones, Skipping Stones, I think it was Stepping Stones Ranch to go horseback riding. So we went horseback riding, we're out there, and I don't remember if my wife was in front of me or behind me, but I know the two guys were behind me. And my father-in-law laughed about this for years and years after this. We're riding along, and it's a narrow, a little bit rocky trail. And all of a sudden, my horse drops to its knees. This is like my fourth time ever in my life on a horse. Maybe not even fourth, maybe less. And all I know is I used to watch old westerns where when the horse went over, guy would get pinned or his leg would get broken or something. So I'm freaking out, and I had some relatively quick reflexes at the time. And we're in Rhode Island, so there's trees everywhere. So I reach up overhead and grab a branch to kind of hopefully hold myself a bit in case a horse goes down. Well, it turns out the branch was attached to a tree that was maybe this big around. And so the horse is coming down, the branch is coming down, the tree's bending over. It's not going to do much for me. And thankfully the horse caught itself before it went too far down and got back up. But those two guys behind me laughed and laughed and laughed. And I'm sure it was amusing. I lived it, so I didn't see it. But man, did they laugh. For years, my father-in-law would look at me and every once in a while just break out laughing because of that. So my horse almost went down, almost took me down, almost took a tree down. Then we all made it out unscathed. So there you go. Story of the week. I don't know if you noticed that, by the way, but I've cut back for now to once a week. I don't know why. I just did. So anyhow, once a week. So they're coming out once a week on Fridays. And NK Chicago Pizzeria. I'm going to go back in and talk to these people. 9.3.